Part of Zandex Healthcare.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Prisons all across the state are reaching record levels and for the first time have surpassed 50,000. Here at the Zanesville City Jail, the number of inmates is climbing as well. Administrators at the Zanesville City Jail say some of the reasons the numbers are rising is because of longer jail sentences, and there have also been more arrests for things like solicitation, drugs, and thefts.
Okay, we have a 56-bed facility. In the last couple of years, the average has been climbing. In 2005, it was 45. 2006, it went up to 46. The average so far this year is almost 51 inmates per day.
Captain Miller says last month the number of inmates spiked to 69 in one day, and it was very overcrowded.
Usually, once we reach a certain amount, we have to defer their time. We can go over our holding capacity by holding some in the holding cells in addition to our normal capacity.
The Zanesville City Jail is inspected each year, and within the last 3 years, the jail has been in complete compliance with jail standards.
A strip club owner in Coshocton County has filed a federal lawsuit against members of a church that has kept a vigil outside the club for more than a year, accusing them of harassing customers and violating his constitutional rights. Thomas George owns the foxhole near Nellie, Ohio. That's near Coshocton. Members of the New Beginning Ministries by Warsaw have videotaped people going in and out of the club and have taken photographs of patrons' license plates and posted the images online. George is seeking a court order ending trespassing, picketing, and surveillance. He also asked for more than $150,000 in damages. A lawyer representing the church says church members lawfully have exercised their rights to speech, religion, and assembly.
In other news, the Salvation Army is preparing for its annual Thanksgiving dinner next week, but there is only one problem. They are out of food and they need your help. Food donations for the Thanksgiving meal this year have been so scarce that the Salvation Army doesn't even have a turkey for next Wednesday's dinner and is now asking community members for any help they can offer.
We're in that process of trying to find turkeys, sweet potatoes, rolls, pumpkin pies, stuffing mix. And if there's people out there that want to help us, then we'd certainly appreciate all the help we can get. If not, then we'll make sure it happens.
Last year, the Salvation Army served over 600 people on Thanksgiving. For locals, the meal has many different but equally important meanings.
You have people who just don't have the money to go out and buy food and for their family, so they can come down here and eat as a family. You have people who have lost loved ones and they're all alone at Thanksgiving and they just want to be around people.
Food and monetary donations are being accepted at the Salvation Army for next week's Thanksgiving meal. The event is open to the entire public and will be on Wednesday, November 21st from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m.
Governor Strickland has signed into law a measure that calls on the Ohio Department of Education to develop a code of conduct for educators. The bill also asks the department to come up with specific punishments for certain types of wrongdoing. Lawmakers responded with legislation after a series of articles in the Columbus Dispatch reported instances where teachers were allowed to keep teaching after fondling students, exposing themselves in public, and hiring prostitutes. The legislation also will enable school districts to charge for all-day kindergarten on a sliding scale according to parents' income levels.
The Zanesville Fire Department is wrapping up a training session for new firefighters with a live burn in South Zanesville. The 7-week-long session is training 5 new recruits to join the Zanesville Fire Department. The recruits have had to do public speaking, learn to use the jaws of life, and then they wrap everything up with a live burn.
We have a new recruit class that's getting ready to come on our shifts. The final thing that we like to do before we put them on the trucks and send them out on their way is we like to do a live fire drill.
The house on Arch Street in South Zanesville was donated by the Norville Park Church of Christ. The firefighters ignite the fire using Class A combustibles.
Well, there's strict guidelines on how to set a fire in a training environment, and we're following those standards. There's only Class A combustibles, but layman's terms would be straw and pallets. That's how we're setting the fires.
The training session will wrap up tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Arch Street residence when the firefighters let the entire house burn.